Are you serious?
Yes, there are plenty of ways to kill some time out there. Right now, you're killing some with us. I'm Marcus Bronzy.
And what's going on? My name is Nick Bright. What's good?
What's really, really good? What's happening, Nick?
Yeah, man, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Surprising though, after what we're going to talk about on today's episode, I'm not going to lie, because me and you, we've both had to invest in several new pairs of boxer shorts this week.
I think that's the easiest way of putting it, is we've had to invest in more underwear than most.
It's crazy, bro. Like, crazy. We're obviously going to get into it in more detail in a bit. Yeah. But aside from that, this week, I met some of the royal family, you know.
What?
Yeah. Man,
bruv, you can't just drop it like, oh yeah, I met some of the royal family, you know.
Well, listen,
like...
when you know them, man, it's calm. Do you know what I mean? When you're friends with them, it's nothing. But yeah, this week, so basically, I'm running the London Marathon, and I'm running it for a charity called Heads Together, and the charity is chaired by the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, so William and Kate, and it's also chaired by Prince Harry. So I had to go to the launch event where all three of them spoke, and then I had to personally meet them after they spoke, like handshake and ting, chat, you know. It was good.
So when you are about to meet royalty, because they're like, so there's like the President of the United States, we're not going to get politically into that. There's like, there's high-ranking people across the world, but we have actual royalty. So what's the procedure before you have to talk to royalty? Do they brief you?
No, I thought that's the thing. I thought there would be like much more mad security than there is. Like, I thought it would be like, you know, like if you do anything with the American president, yeah, it's like, which is just changed yesterday at the time of recording this. But like, if you do anything with Obama or Trump or Bush or Clinton, whoever it may be, like, it's airport style security. It's crazy.
Mad.
Like, yeah. It's like, it is the most high level security you can think of. The royals, it was calm. It was like, I just bopped into the place, put my coat into the cloakroom, and then bopped upstairs. And the next thing, Prince Harry was literally sitting in front of me.
No way. Like, there must have been undercover security. There must have been like people that were just like, you know, when you look at somebody and they're not, it's like, they're my friend, but you look at them and they're massive. There must have been someone like that, bruv. Not like you're saying it was just like normal. No.
There were like, you know, like I don't know what they are over here in America. It's Secret Service, but there were like those kind of breaders around. Like,
okay, all right.
But like, it wasn't like mad, because I watched Trump's inauguration, and the amount of Secret Service and stuff that was you know that happened in America, that whenever there's any kind of presidential thing, it's just ridiculous. There's more Secret Service people than anyone else around. You know what I mean, it's crazy. But it wasn't like that. But there were people around, you know, making sure that nobody was up to any good. But when we chatted to them as well, I thought, because it was me and Adele Roberts from Radio 1 as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like, you know, we get briefed by like, you know, some hardcore kind of like high up guy in the Buckingham Palace or whatever. Like, you know, you can't ask them this. You have to wait for them to ask you questions. You can't ask them anything, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't that at all. It was literally like, Nick, Adele, this is the Duke of Cambridge. Shook his hand, had a chat about life and, you know, about training for the marathon and all stuff like this. Yeah. And then the same thing happened with Harry. It's like, Nick, Adele, this is Prince Harry. And I was like, what's going on, Harry? That is literally what I said. What's going on, Harry?
You're not meant to say nice to meet you, Your Highness, sir, and do a little bow or get on a knee or something like that.
I honestly think that they're not, because they're the younger royals, yeah, like, this is the impression that I got. Like, they're trying to kind of get away from all of that. And obviously, like, it's still there. Like, when they get introduced into rooms and stuff like that, they'll obviously be introduced under their, like, full titles. But, like, I think when they're like meeting people and chatting to just regular people, I honestly think that they want to keep it a bit more casual, because, like, it creates more of a divide and more of a separation. It's like, yeah, we know they're the royal family, for God's sake. Like, you know, they're probably the most famous family on the planet. But it's like, at the same time, they want to be more relatable. they want to be more down to earth, and William and Harry will most definitely, like, I'll tell you this now, but it's based on a quick conversation. Obviously it's hard for me to make a full judgment based on a quick convo, but based on the quick convo that we had, they were like mad down to earth, super cool.
Crazy. So let me get this right. You met Prince Harry, royal family, and said, "What's going on, Harry?"
Yeah.
Verbatim.
Yeah. It wasn't like I don't want people to think that I said it like, "Yo, what's going on, Harry? Safe, bro." Like,
yeah. Did you spud him? Did you fist him?
No. That sounds very dodgy. You mean fist bump? You
fist bump him, yeah.
But he got introduced to us, innit? And then he held out his hand to shake my hand, and then I just said, "Oh, what's going on, Harry?" Like a more kind of calm. Do you know what I mean? What's going on, Harry? What's going on, Kaz? Oh my God, been a minute, fam. Like, how's Lizzie? You get me? How's your dad?
Yeah. How's Nan?
Yeah, like, it wasn't like that.
Tell the truth though. Let's be honest. Like Philip, sensible, yeah. Charles, sensible, yeah. Harry, geezer.
It's most definitely a little bit like that. I'm not going to lie, and you can tell, And this is no disrespect to William or to Harry, in fact, but you can tell that.
Oh, sorry, I said Philip. Forgot William. Sorry about that.
No,
sorry, Will.
I know what you mean, but Philip is pretty much the king at the moment, isn't he? So he's the Duke of Edinburgh, but he's married to the Queen. So, like, William is going to be the king, so he's had to live his life a certain way. Do you know what I mean? Like, under the microscope, and Harry is still under the microscope. And I'm no royal expert. All right, let me just throw that out there right now. Harry is still under the microscope, but it's not to the same degree as William, and everybody knows that. And it did kind of feel a little bit like that way when they gave their speeches on stage, like William and Kate. So Catherine, the Duke and Duchess, when they gave their speeches on stage, they were very regal and very kind of, and then Harry went up on stage, and even the language in the speeches, I could tell it was a bit more casual. Like, Harry was allowed to get a bit more of himself in there. Like, he used the phrase "mate" as in like one of your mates. So he's like, because it's a mental health charity, he was talking about like, putting an arm around one of your mates and asking if they're all right. So he used the term "mate," and then like he flipped one of the pages and like lost his place in the script, and then he just like stopped and went, "Oh, that's funny," and like everyone in the room just laughed, and then he just picked it up from a different point. It's just
what a geezer.
Yeah, really cool guy. And I was talking to Harry for a long time, actually. Like, I was chatting to him for so long that he's like, Aid had to tap him on the shoulder like 4 times to say, like, "Come on, we've got to go and talk to other people." But he was enjoying the chat, man, because I was just chatting to him. Like, we were just having a conversation, innit?
Nick Bright, you're not dry chat though, are you? You can't be dry chat. It's your job not to be. And obviously, when royalty's around, you do your job, don't you, Nick?
Exactly. Like, it's really weird because like he was asking me and Adele Roberts questions, and then like, I just started asking him questions. It's almost like I flipped it on its head. I started asking him about, how
like a true journalist,
like how mental health in the army is changing, because obviously he was in the army. Do you know what I mean? Has he noticed the change? Blah blah blah. I started asking him all of these things, but he was like waxing lyrical about it because he cares about it. He's a chair of a charity, and he's been in the army, so like,
that's good to hear. Yeah,
he cares.
Did you ask him about his gal?
Did I what?
You ask him about his girl?
No. We weren't at that level yet.
Did you give him the handshake and saying, "Yes, Harry, welcome to the team. Jerk chicken around my house anytime, fam"? Did you say that?
We weren't quite at that level, like, but if we were at that level, I would give him a spud. I'd be like, fam, doing all right, blood. Doing all right.
Yeah. You're doing nice. Did you slide in the DMs or did she slide in yours? That's what you want to ask him, really.
How did you chirps her? Yeah.
Yeah, how did you chirps that, man? So, is our future Queen Catherine, I'm going to say this in a respectful manner because she's our future Queen.
Yeah, she's our future Queen, man.
Was she absolutely wonderfully stunning?
Do you know what? Like, I'm going to be real with you now, because we were talking to Harry and William for so long, we actually didn't get a chance to chat to Kate. She got whisked off because basically they had to mingle with like everybody else in the room, and there was a lot of people there who were running the marathon from lots of different charities. Like Professor Green was there, a UK rapper, because he's a big advocate for mental health and stuff as well. So it's like, you know, there was bare people there for them to have to be introduced to and talk to, which is why they were trying to rush Harry when he was talking to us, because he was chatting to us for ages. So Kate got rushed off to chat to somebody else. So I didn't actually chat to her, but yeah, it's mad. Like, you know, I don't know if you are aware of this, Marcus, because, you know, although you are, you know, a 21st century man and all that, I don't know how metro you are, but a lot of people talk about Kate's hair, right? It's a big kind of talking point, how she's got like really glossy, nice, like hair. And I can tell you from seeing it firsthand up close, that's one of the first things I noticed. I was like, damn, her hair is like smooth and silky and like just shiny and nice. Like,
and let's be honest, you're not the kind of guy that I would think would admire. Actually, no, you got an all right bonnet as well. Nick's got dues. Nick's got hair.
But I know.
Are you the sort of person to be like,
I'm totally not really that guy. Like, you know, when it comes to if my missus has had her hair done, it's like, you know, like when you're kind of like, I've got to notice this, but I don't know if she has. Like, I'm kind of like more along those lines. The only reason I know if my missus has got her hair done is because she comes to London to get her hair done, and she lives in Liverpool, so she comes down to London. So I know when she's getting it done. So that's the safety net right there. Like,
you know it. Let me give you
your ends, actually, Queen's Park, bro.
Yes, round the ends, northwest London. You know what? We should just grab a Nando's every time your girl's getting her hair done, because let's be honest, it's not going to be a short thing, is it? It's going to be a long thing.
It's hours, bro. It's hours.
There we go. Grab a little food. Right. So yeah, the future Queen's hair is good. It's a good, you know, opposite to the future King, because, you know, with all due respect, his hair game ain't too strong out there. It's not really doing a lot, is it, Nick?
Hang on. Sorry. Say that again, Marcus.
I said the future King's hair is not really doing a lot, so it's good that the future Queen's kind of got hers on lock.
Yeah, the future Queen's definitely got the barnet on lock.
Right. Anyway, Nick was talking about boxer shorts.
I was talking about boxer shorts, bruv, because what we got up to this week was so peak, bruv. So scary.
Well, for starters, I can say that Nick and I have been on a few adventures that are what we call, you know, they call what do they call them? Experiences, Nick. Immersive experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. And I like to think that we're not the sort of noobs that we were about 13 months ago when we first tried out our first escape room. So when we get approached with these sorts of events, I'm not really phased anymore, Nick. I feel like I'm not phased. Like, nothing can phase me. I'm good to go. But I can also say that I'm very easily scared. So when this next opportunity came up, Nick, I don't know about you, but how did it make you feel, bruv?
It's weird because, like, this video game franchise, I have been a kind of spectator, I think is the best use of the word for this word, for this franchise since number 2, I think, was the first one that my brother had. So I've got an older brother who when the second installment of this game came out, we had it and he played it all the time, and I just used to watch because I was too scared to play it. Like, and that's just the video game. So to get invited down to an experience where you become the fucking video game, bro, like, honestly, I didn't think it was going to be as scary as it was.
That, no joke. Like, we honestly are not fucking around with you. Like, the game is Resident Evil 7.
Indeed.
Biohazard, yeah, and it is a fucking scary game. It's, if you're into Resident Evil, then we'll give you some more juicy detail in a sec. But in short, I mean, in a sentence, what kind of game would you say Resident Evil is, Nick?
It's basically traditionally a game where you are roaming. So, but it's not free roaming. There's kind of like a course you have to sort of follow, and you're essentially attacking, shooting zombies and mutants and monsters and stuff like that to basically save your arse is the best way for me to put it.
Yeah, and like zombies over the years in films, they've kind of gone from zombies to zombies that are fucking scary, that can move well fast and tear your body to pieces. And it's like the whole Resident Evil franchise over the years is kind of followed a really interesting set of directions, because I say directions because it's not like they're just gone in one. It's like the original Resident Evil games, you felt quite lonely, and that was a scary thing, wasn't it? Like the noises in the dark, things jumping out. And they've sort of had a few games like that, in short. And then they've also had like these sort of Hollywood style games, like the last Resident Evil was like fucking mountains and, you know, rocket launchers and co-op missions of guys running around and like these behemoths that you've got to destroy. So everyone was very excited to see what the next game in the franchise was going to be like. And I've got to be honest, as soon as I heard about this game, I kind of, as much as I'm excited about stuff like this, I was hoping that we wouldn't have to cover it, Nick, because it looks fucking scary, bro. And
especially with the technological advances as well, of course, with virtual reality now, you are pretty much in the game.
Yeah, exactly. So they've designed this game so you don't have to play it VR, I'm going to say, but it is VR ready. It's good to go. And this game is set after Resident Evil 6. Like I said, it was a big blockbuster action game kind of vibe, and they've kind of taken it to a rural setting. In fact, it's set at some plantation mansion in rural America, and you're following a journey where you know what, Nick, I feel shaky already thinking about it, bro. You know? I feel fucking shaky, bruv. Like, and people, and you're gonna think as a listener, oh, Marcus, he's cooking it up. Oh, he's being a bit extra. I swear to fucking God, I am not being extra. But anyway, sorry. This guy called Ethan Winters, a civilian. He's searching for his missing wife Mia. Okay, and while he's looking for her, he comes across this derelict plantation mansion, which is the home of the Baker family.
Yeah, the Bakers, boy.
And the Baker family are like, without fucking the game up for you, let's think of, is it The Hills Have Eyes? Is that a horror film where there's just these fucking really wonky set of people that like are these like, and I'm sorry to sound just super inbreds. Do
you know what, Marcus? Like, I am somebody for years who's been terrified of watching horror movies. So I ain't really seen that many horror films, real talk, because I don't watch them. Did you get to that point? We need to find someone who loves horror films, because did you get to that point where you were like, because I did this, I was like, I'm a fucking man now. I choose what I do. I'm not being scared for nobody. I don't want to be scared. Yeah, I'm a man. I shouldn't have to be scared for no reason. I want to be scared when I want to be scared. So what did you do?
Start watching horror films.
Yeah, see, for me, like, I didn't watch horror films for years and years, and I still don't, if I'm completely honest. Like, I don't really watch horror films because I'm a fucking coward. But I've just started watching, or I'm on season 6, so I'm pretty much like up to date of Walking Dead. And like, when I first started watching that, I was fucking shook because, like, obviously they're zombies and that, and man's a little bit of a coward. And there was loads of jumpy bits and blah, blah, blah. But like, now that I'm on season 6, I'm just like desensitized to all the zombies and that. So I think that might have helped me for this Resident Evil 7 experience. Cause, you know, I was like, well, I've been watching it for weeks and weeks and weeks on The Walking Dead, man. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you're better than me, mate. I'm not watching that. No chance. But, so graphically, just like before we get stuck into the game, like graphically, so I told you a bit about the game. Graphically, like Nick said, technologically advanced. And it's, well, for example, like, so in this game, you're going to see gore, blood and guts. Yeah. So there's certain bits, and I found this out and told Nick just before we did the experience, where certain characters in the game and creatures, using a computer game, they get somebody to like do it all in a computer and make it up. But no, with this game, they actually got people to create models out of real meat. So they created like these fucked up sort of sculptures out of real meat and then scanned them into the game. So technically, in the game, you're fucking around with real things. Technically,
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's the setup for the game. It's like a spooky game. It's a bit more like less. It's kind of, I feel like it's a cross between some of the elements of the rural bits of The Walking Dead, and they've kind of managed to find a new style of zombie, because for me it's either super slow or the sick ones in 28 Days Later and World War Z that are like running after you at a million miles an hour. So these ones are these zombies are gonna give you a little bit more conversation than most. They're like sort of
conversation, you know, just chilling and chatting with them.
Yeah. How's it going, Harry? They're going to be like that kind of zombie.
Yeah. Going all right, thank you.
So think of a half
to be the undead.
Think of a half zombie, half fucking hillbilly that wants to fucking do hillbilly stuff to you. Half, not that you can have three halves. Third, Paranormal Activity kind of vibe going on in there. It's kind of crazy. So bearing all that in mind, Nick and I were invited to this experience called the Resident Evil Zombie Experience in London. We would love to share tickets with you, but the thing was sold out minutes afterwards. I mean, tickets were free, but the tickets were all allocated like minutes after they went online. So Nick and I were really lucky to be offered a pair of tickets to get down there and check it out for an hour.
It's crazy because I've been talking to quite a few people about it, telling them that I'm going down to it, and then I saw it in Time Out magazine. I think it was. I was just on the tube and I saw one and I picked it up and read it, and then I was like, oh shit, I saw this like a couple of days before we went, and then it said I didn't realise that the event was free. Yeah. Then like I told all the people who have been, because I've been telling a few people that we were going down, and like they were all like, oh my god, the event's free, blah blah blah. So they went and then tried to get tickets. They're like, fam, couldn't get no tickets. Like, yeah, because it's exclusive, man. Like, and because it's free as well, as I already said. Like, you know, 2 reasons for people to go. Yeah, and like it like I said, privileged to be invited to come down there. So like Nick and I were pretty chuffed. Got down to East London, and I gotta say, I felt kind of overconfident. I mean, you've done a lot of these games before. You forgot the fact that you were like massively late and couldn't find anywhere to park. But you know, we're just
okay, fine.
Under the carpet.
All right, the Truman Brewery, that area of London's fucking nightmare to park in. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hang on, wait. Rewind 1 second, because Marcus, for all those people that don't live in London or whatever, Marcus is the kind of brother that drives everywhere in London when nobody in London drives anywhere anymore because it's impossible. Everyone just gets the tube. Marcus is still driving around.
Man on a mission, bruv. I just don't like other people. If the tube was filled full of me, I'd be cool. But it's just, and I don't know what it is. It's like, everyone looks cool when I'm walking down the street, but something happens when you get in a tube. And in this winter weather in the UK, the tube still is really hot. It's really weird. Like, you're hot, then you're cold, then you're hot from getting on another train. Yeah. You got to change, you're cold. And then at rush hour, can you move down the carriage, please? You get all of that talk.
Everyone's sick as well. Do you know what I mean? On the tube, it's like the disease wagon, bruv.
Exactly. It's like if someone sneezes in your carriage, everybody's sick. And honestly, Nick, since I've been driving, I've had way less colds all the time.
Man's just driving around London like it's normal. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm like, this is London, bruv. You'll be there in an hour. Like,
I got there on time. It was the parking. Parking that got me. Me. But anyway, so yeah, we got to the Truman Brewery, East London. And yeah, I felt a bit overconfident. I'm going to go in with a negative, Nick.
Right, okay.
The first accent that we heard. Yeah. With these things, you get briefed. Someone briefs you, gets you acclimatized to the sort of zone you're in, yeah? Yeah. The brief was good, yeah? We got these little ID cards. Nick and I were set up like we were interns for a specific job. And it was a cool briefing, but the accent was a bit suspect, Nick. I don't know where it was from. It was meant to be American, but it was a bit off key.
It was like you could tell, and I'm sure she was a lovely girl. Let me just point it out right now. But it's almost like you could tell that the girl who was doing the accent was from Barnsley or like, you know, Burnley or Blackburn or one of them kind of like places up north near Manchester, because you could hear her northern accent kept like creeping out of the American.
It just made her sound like kind of just, I don't know, like just off key, bruv.
She was all like, so what y'all guys gotta remember is that I like mushy peas with meat chips.
Ooh.
What y'all guys gotta remember is when you're down there, it's gonna be some great big funnies.
So yeah, pretty much it was that, Nick. Can't lie, good impression. So, but after that, I'm not gonna lie, shit got fucking real. Yeah,
real quick as well.
Nick and I were like walking over, because they walked us from the base to where the actual experience was. Because
that was a surprise for me as well. I thought it was all going to be in the same place.
I thought it was all going to be in. Usually with these experiences, you get a room or set of rooms and you build a set in it. Or, you know, luckily Nick and I are lucky to have done a zombie experience in an actual mall before. We've done a couple of experiences where there's parts of places that are real, but they fucking took us while they were taking us to the place, me and Nick were like bantering, like, yeah, this is going to be wicked. The second actress who had an on-point accent, she was kind of gearing us up for what we were going to get into. And we turned the corner, and if I'm honest, Nick, we didn't realise we did it. We froze, and the chaperone carried on walking towards the house that we were meant to go in. And Nick and I just stopped at the corner and we're like, yeah, bro, this is going to be...
It was crazy.
That.
It was crazy.
Fuck that.
She basically marched us to this house, which is a stone's throw away from...
Yeah,
from the Truman Brewery, which is a really trendy part of London. It used to be a brewery. It's just on Brick Lane.
Yeah, shit to parking though. Just
yeah, very true. And like the maddest thing is, I didn't even realise there was yards around there. Real talk, like people live there. Yeah, their places must be worth a lot of dough. But that's not the point. The point that I'm trying to make is this yard. They'd obviously taken it over for this event, but just looking at it from the outside. Bruv, it was mad scary.
Yeah.
It was like, it was like red on the outside, and it just looked all like dark and dingy. And then like coupled with the fact that like the chaperone girl who was taking us over there was all like, obviously she's in character, but you know, she was all like, oh, I don't remember leaving that light on. And I was just like, oh my God, like I ain't ready to go in.
Yeah. And they were like, right, you're going to start in the basement, and Nick was like,
place to start. That's where everybody
Nick was like,
dies.
yeah, and Nick was like, no, we can start where the light is, right? No, basement.
Look,
where the light is.
Look, Bugs, everybody knows that in horror films, people die in the basement and in the loft. They're the two worst places to go. It's like, why can't we just go to the living room? Yeah, we'll just go to the living room, man. It'll be fine. No, basement or loft. That's where you're dying.
Yeah, exactly. And it was bruv. And it didn't get any less scary from there.
Yeah. I mean, how much of this are we giving away? Because I'm pretty sure that, like, if you haven't got a ticket, you're not going to be going, because it's like, it's only there for a couple of days, isn't it? Like, they're not going to bring it back. So
yeah, I mean, I think by the time this drops, which is like the day before the game comes out, or a couple of days before the game comes out, I think what we can do is, Nick, we can kind of allude to some of the stuff that happened in there, but I think because it's so tight in with the game, we don't really want to ruin the game. So look, I think we can do what we usually do: pick out some bits that were good, share it with you, the listener, and sort of say how they'd relate to the game. Because if I'm honest, I felt like if this is what the experience is like, and I feel like the game could be just as scary because of the quality of VR at the moment. So I can fucking say that when we opened the door, it went and there was a fucking baby on the floor looking at us, crawling, Nick.
There was a
baby crawling across the floor.
Like just, and then we had to step over the crawling baby to climb into the basement. And it was like, there was like either side of us in the hallway, there was these curtains, and it's just like, I was just waiting for something to jump out of the curtains. And this is all coupled with the fact that it's fucking dark and dingy in there. And we were given one torch between the two of us.
Yeah, that was a liberty.
Like
it was fucking scary.
Didn't even have a torch each. It was a torch between the two of us.
Yeah. And what that meant is the challenges that we had to partake in. which you'll kind of have to take in part of challenges in challenges in the game, because you're looking for your wife. So obviously in a game like this where it's POV all the way, first person, you've got to go into the dark in Resident Evil 7, and we had to go into the dark with one torch. And I don't think there's ever been a scenario where I've been hugging up on Nick like that.
One of the funniest moments that I can remember is at the very start, before it had even properly started. So me and you have managed to get into the basement now. So we're in the basement, and there's a video playing, right? So you have to watch this video. Obviously, me and Marcus are not paying any attention to the video because we are just on edge, bruv.
Yeah.
Like we are looking in every direction, ready to judo chop somebody if they come anywhere near us. And then it was like at the end of the video, it's basically like, oh, you're gonna have to go through that door and go to the next room, blah blah blah. And we were like, what door? We weren't listening. We don't know where we got to go next. So we just tried to go out of the door that we came into, and then we're creeping mad slow out of the door. Now I'm talking like proper, like looking round the door, like, and then all of a sudden, because you went first, you took the brave job of going first. All of a sudden, you just jumped out of your skin and like jumped backwards, and then that made me jump. And all it was the PR type girl making sure that like we were moving on to the next room. Yeah. It wasn't even like somebody was part of the experience. She was just like, "Yeah, you guys need to go to the other room now."
Yeah, like, we were like, like, and then all it made me think was like being in an environment like that. If they've, and in the experience me and Nick did, they kind of took us through a story that was very similar to the game, where you meet characters from the game, you've got to do similar challenges, and I think it's taken this sort of horror genre in terms of computer gaming to a whole new level, right, Nick?
Yeah, massively.
I mean, and also a quick bit about experience, Nick. We found it very hard. I think we struggled in that experience. We didn't do as well as we've been doing recently in experiences, partly because of the scary factor,
I think that's
or mainly because
factor,
of that.
Man. I think it's
mainly because of that.
Yeah, big factor. We were both like super shook. So I mean, listen, I don't want to give away too much because it's closely related to the game, as you said before. But like, there's one part where we were in the kitchen, and it was like, instead of getting on with the task at hand, me and you were both just too shook to even like think about what we were doing or whatever. So for the first kind of like, I don't know, set amount of time that we were in the kitchen, we were just like looking around, like making sure no one was about to jump out on us, rather than kind of just like getting on with it.
Yeah. And Nick, you know what? If I'm honest, while you were saying that, I was just thinking about the fucking darky scariness of that place, bro. It's still fucking fucking with me, you know, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways that statement could be taken. It could be taken that it was scary and dark in there, or it could be taken that you're a racist and you're scared of black people. But you know, whichever way suits you best.
I think I'm going to leave that to you, the listener, to decide whether I like black people or not.
Marcus is a massive racist. You hear it? You're hearing this? Listen to him. Don't let him fool you.
Oh, I don't like black people or black places. Don't like no dark places. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you know what, Nick? I make you right. Honestly, I make you right. And I mean, in terms of you seeing, we got through the experience. We did all right. I must say, bring that experience. But I think I'm going to say that experience is probably one of the best ones, one of the most real experiences we've experienced in our life.
Yeah.
Obviously, Capcom is an amazing brand. Resident Evil is an amazing franchise. That, and like, again, apart from the accent, my only other downside is that there weren't more days where they could do this. I think a few more days, a few more people could have seen it, would have been great. But that just shows you how good it was, really. But game wise, Nick, I'm going to be honest. I will try it, but I don't know if I've got the minerals to do it VR. I think it's got to be in a light room.
No. The VR's too much. You're not going to catch me doing that. I am 100% not afraid to admit that I am a massive coward, and like sitting there fully immersed into the world of Resident Evil 7, like turning around, seeing fucking people jumping out on you. Not for me.
No thanks. I mean, we can put it on a console here at How to Kill an Hour Studios and play it, but I require all lights to be on and children's TV themes to be playing in the background, so I cannot take that seriously. Because if I do take it seriously and somebody touches my shoulder or something, I'm probably going to end up punching them or jumping up and hitting my neck on the ceiling and breaking myself. Bruv, it was a great experience. It's a great game. And I think they put a good twist on this sort of zombie-fied side of things by giving it that kind of, hey, what y'all doing in this house? So it's good, man. It's good. I do want to say one thing, actually. One moment from the game was we had to fix somebody a beverage.
Yeah.
That had a little bit of something else in it.
Yeah, I told you.
If you go away to Ibiza in the summers, you might do that yourself.
Yeah,
but,
I told you not to jizz in the guy's drink, but you didn't listen, bro. Like I told you not to spunk in the drink.
Yeah, but it was really funny because there was a point where Nick was pouring a drink, and I was like, Nick, why don't you pour the drinks? And Nick went and got a bottle and brought it over to the table. I was like, nah, Nick, why don't you pour the drinks in the corner? Nick was like, what are you talking about? I was like, corner, Nick.
Onto it.
Yeah. Oh, and also, Nick, the next day, I went to the shops, took out my money, maggots fell out my wallet.
Really?
I had maggots in my fucking... This is how real it was, the experience. There were fucking maggots. Real maggots. Yeah, a maggot fell out my pocket, bruv.
You sure it's from the experience?
Yeah, my flies were done up. But anyway, yeah, like I want to see scare factor for this game. I think it's going to rank well. Graphically, it looks good. The fact that they've made it kind of gritty and slow but still scary looks really good about the game. And the fact that the protagonist of the game, he doesn't actually move that much faster than the actual bad guys. So you've got to be real sensible with the game, man. You've got to creep around. You can't just go in all guns blazing. You don't even get that many bullets, I don't think. But it looks like a great game for me, Nick. One, I wouldn't recommend playing solo though, because I'm a pussy. I'm a pussy. That's it.
I'm a bigger pussy than you, so you won't catch me doing it. That's for sure.
What was funny was when we had to open doors and I was like, no, Nick, you go first. No, Nick. No, Marcus, you go first. No, Nick, after you, sir. Go on.
No, go on. No, honestly.
But yeah, no, it's a great experience. I think the game's going to be... I think it's going to be one of the big VR games this year, you know, Nick.
Really?
I think it's a breakthrough VR. Yeah, because it just takes pride in its slowness. And that's what gives it the charm. Do you know what I mean? I feel like a slow game where the wins are little, but you don't have many resources, they make the wins feel better. You know, like when you're really thirsty and someone gives you a bottle of water?
Yeah.
It feels nice, doesn't it? It's like, I think the game's like, yes, I've got a bullet. Yes,
I didn't get killed. Well, it's also one of the I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but off the top of my head, surely this is one of the first big titles we've had on VR.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's designed specially for VR.
Yeah.
But works without it as well, which is, I think, it was a clever move there as well. Because if they made it exclusively VR, you'd have excluded a lot of people that have enjoyed the game. So
yeah, definitely.
Maybe that's the way VR can go, Nick. I've been asked a lot recently, how do you think VR is going to work? Maybe it will be a situation, Nick, where VR is not something where it's only VR or only a regular game. Maybe it's games that do a bit of both, so you can choose. Maybe it just becomes a standard option.
Yeah, well, we discussed this, didn't we, on the VR episode? On the last year when just after we'd been to a couple of VR events, and we basically said exactly that. I'd like it to get to the stage where it's like you have the option to do certain things in games VR, you know, like, because that way you're not excluding anybody, because, you know, not everybody's going to have a VR headset, you know what I mean? And obviously here we're talking about predominantly like the PlayStation VR, because, you know, I guess most people who most people, well, let me rephrase that. A lot of people may have a PlayStation already, yeah, and then they're just adding the VR headset to it, rather than if you buy, say, you know, the HTC Vive, I think it is the VR headset that those guys do. you're obviously buying it because you want to VR. So, you know, like that's the whole reason why you're getting it. Whereas with the PlayStation, you may have a PlayStation already and you might buy the PlayStation VR, but you still might want to experience certain games or certain parts of games minus the VR.
Exactly. I'll make you right, Nick. I'll make you right. Good. But I think that kind of wraps up this side of How to Kill an Hour, really. We've got more experiences that we're going to talk about real soon. We've got some interesting people on the way. So there'll be plenty of ways to kill time real soon. I'll be Marcus Bronzy. My Twitter's at Marcus, MarcusBronzy.
Yeah, I'm Nick Bright as well. Of course, you can catch me on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, at Nick Bright DJ.
Have you tweeted a picture of... Oh, sorry, go, carry on, sorry.
No, I was just literally about to say Nick and Bright, how it is spelt.
Yes.
You know, you spell out your name and mine's just standard.
Simple, yeah. It's Nick Bright, but the eye's got the hat on it facing left. You know, like the French... No, it's not really, it's not. It's Nick Bright normal. And can we see pictures of you and the Royals on your Twitter?
Yeah, or you can just head to my Instagram, man. Go to my Instagram. It's the second it's the second last picture I put up is a picture of me and Prince William. I'm like laughing.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked.
The last picture that I put up is for any NFL fans who might listen to the podcast, any American fans, me and the Miami Dolphins running back Jay Ajayi, because I interviewed him yesterday. Actually, he's been over here doing an NFL event, so I managed to grab some time with him, and you'll be able to hear that on my radio show on BBC Radio 1 Extra. If you're NFL
wicked. So check that out, Nick Bright on Instagram and on BBC Radio 1 Extra, and also just to prove how shit scared we are, head to How to Kill an Hour's social medias. It's at How to Kill an Hour or / How to Kill an Hour on any social media to see me and Nick looking like a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, I mean, you look like, let's be real about this. You look like more of a pussy, but I got lucky because I'm not even fronting. Like, I got lucky because I think it's two different pictures that you've put together for the purpose of an Instagram picture, right? Two physical pictures, because in the first picture, the one where you look shook, I think that I was literally so shook, so scared that I jumped backwards out of the photo. Like, you know what I mean? Because you can still see my coat in the photo, but it's like you can only see my arm. And I think I literally jumped backwards out of the fucking photo.
Yeah, that was out of order. That scary bit was out of order.
Yeah, that was mad.
But yeah, so yeah, if there is another experience like that, we'll let you know at howtokillanow.com. We'll put all the details of everything howtokillanow.com/blog. There's a lot to take in there, and if this was live radio, this would have been really bad to give you all that information. But what's great is you can pause it, rewind it, and listen to all of it again and check out all of those bits one by one. Right, Nick?
Exactly, baby.
Exactly. There's plenty of ways to kill time out there. Thank you for killing a scary one with me and Marcus Bronzy, who is not in the same room as Nick, right?
No, we're in two separate places. You're in West London. I'm in East London. That's how we roll. It's almost international, bruv.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but all right. For the purpose of this, fuck it. Yeah, why not? There's plenty of ways to kill some time out there. Thank you for killing some time with us.
Safe.